恭喜發財. And welcome to Straight Talk with Eugene Chan. Our guest tonight is Mr. Michael Chang, a feng shui master and a professional architect. He has authored several books on feng shui and makes regular appearances on various media channels. Mr. Chang is with us this evening to tell us if the Year of the Rabbit will be a turning point for Hong Kong. Welcome again, Michael.
Oh, thank you.
Michael, I remember you were here last year, and we were asking you what were in store for us for the Year of Tiger, and you predicted that COVID will be here until 2023, and you were spot on. And I remember we started off with the year with the fifth wave, and we nearly have like a peak of 70,000 daily cases, and our hospitals were overwhelmed. Unfortunately, we have a record death of like 12,000 Hong Kong resident that has passed with COVID. I mean, like you said, things will get better in the middle of in the spring and summer, and now we are seeing the 25th anniversary in Hong Kong, which President Xi came to Hong Kong to celebrate with us. That was his first visit after the actual pandemic. So, for year 2023, right now, we are right in the year of Rabbit. We're in the third day. What is it this year like? Is it going to be a good year, bad year, or a flat year?
Well, I've been a bad mouth for the past 4 years, you know, in your programs, predicting about the coming bad years. I'm happy to say that this year is going to be a recovering year, but we are not yet there. We are not yet in the prosperous track yet. So we are still have 1 year ahead of us. To go through the problems, but it's definitely better than the past 4 years, okay? And because we are approaching the what do you call the period of 9 calendar, so we are right in the coming to the sort of stable point. For the past 4 years, it's a fluctuating year, so there's a lot of problems. And now we are getting better.
You did say that, I remember everything you said. You said 2022 were a transitional year.
Yeah.
And we did see, you're spot on again, we did see the lifting of the pandemic restrictions somewhere halfway through the year, and we have return of international events of Rugby Sevens. So when we look back quickly, do you think the year was as bad as you think, or was it worse than you expected?
I think it was expected. It was expected, but the 2023 is going to be a little bit better. But the problem with us is that China is not fully recovered. So we are not seeing, for example, many tourists rushing to Hong Kong yet. And all these activities are still starting and not really moving forward. We will have a good year on 2024. So keep our finger crossed and we'll wait for 1 year more.
Right, Michael, I have to bring up everything that you have said. So far,
thank you.
You predicted the COVID will here to stay. Last year was a transitional period, things were better. One thing you didn't get it quite 100% right is with the new government.
Yeah.
I did ask you, I said, who will be our new chief executive? You said a female.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be Mr. John Lee.
Yeah.
He's definitely not a female. So what actually happened between your prediction and actually when it happened? What went wrong?
I have been well out of luck with choosing the chief executive many years. I thought was a female because looking at her chart, she has some fame and names coming, some honor coming to her. So I thought, oh, maybe she is going to be the next one. But probably it will be some honorary kind of title given to her later. Okay? So, well, you don't really get 100%, right? Every time.
Right. So, Master, let me ask you. I'm sure that many viewers said we always ask the right question.
Okay.
So I think the right question will be that, I mean, we have the 5th chief executive now. And I mean, let's not talk about each individual because it would take a long time. But in the last few years, we must say Hong Kong hasn't been happy, or even last 10 years with Occupy Central, you have the riot, you have pandemic, even the...
To me, it's 20
terrible.
years.
It has been very terrible.
Yes.
Will this new chief executive, Mr. John Lee, who has also been to our show, will he bring more luck to us? Sorry to use that term, but that's, I'm sure many people want to ask.
It goes with time, actually. 2003 to 2004 to 2023 is what we call the period of age. So this is a bad period for Hong Kong. Okay, now we are approaching 2024. The next 10 years is going to be the number 9 in the Feng Shui calendar. This 20 years is much better than the past. And our chief executive promised a lot of things. So
Is that a new chapter?
Yes, so we have to wait and see, okay?
So you're optimistic for the next 20 years,
yes.
hopefully?
Because I'm optimistic for China in the next 20 years.
Right, and also our economy didn't do very well. I mean, we had a lot of people struggling, even until today. I mean, like you said earlier, the tourist hasn't really returned. Look at our F&B outlets, look at our retail stores. I'm sure everyone will be having a lot to share with you, the tough that they've been. Has this all been under your prediction that things are so bad or worse than you think?
Because in the past 20 years, we have a bad Feng Shui layout and timing. So our government officials are doing things on the reverse side of the people's mind. So I always say the government officials are doing what the people are not doing. What they are what they are trying to do is to stop people from making money instead of helping them to make money. I mean, every government in the world try to help the people to make money, right?
Yeah,
but our legislation, our law, our acts are all stopping people from making money.
So it's not friendly at all?
Yes, not friendly at all. That's why they create so much grievances that it broke out in 2019, right? So this is in a way accumulation of the problems. We have to admit that.
So let's look forward, as you said. I'm very happy to know that things will be better in 2024. Things will be better now. So which industry do you expect this year, say in Hong Kong, to do well? Or which industry do you think that one shouldn't touch it at all?
Let's say about the big trend. In the coming 20 years, it's an era of the IT. Because number 9 is on fire. Fire means, in Chinese, 3 terms: innovation, revolution, and war.
Right.
So these 3 things are going to come with us. So as you can see, they are exercising on the South Sea all the time. So we are at the edge of the war, and we are seeing the revolution in 2019. So the next one is innovation and renovation.
Right.
So because IT is, according to us, metal and fire. Because when you heat up the battery, you use the battery for a long time, it heat up, right? So IT is one thing. And then the other thing that relate to fire is probably cooking. That means food. We're going to see a lot of the big chefs coming to age. And then also, fire also denotes, in the past, birds, flying animals. Today, it means airplanes and probably missiles.
So you're saying the aviation industry will revive?
Definitely. Now, for example, in the past 3-4 years, of course, the tourism industry is died down.
Right.
But in contrast to that, all the courier business is booming so good, you know, all this transport, sea transport and all this business are so good. So it's a travel of the goods and not the people in the past 4 years. Now the people are recovering.
But before we go to the break, let me ask you a very question that everybody wants to know. You mentioned that the tourist hasn't returned. I mean, if you look at the news, our motherland is still suffering from the actual pandemic, a lot of restrictions on the actual business and the economy. So when do you predict that our mainland will be doing better and start to have this inflow of traffic between Hong Kong and mainland? That's something that we're looking for.
Probably within this year. So we are seeing the...
So you have to wait for 10 months or more?
Yeah, because China will bloom in 2024. Okay? So this period is, as I say, a transition period.
Okay, right. Maybe we will go to a break now, and viewers, do stay with us. We will be right back. Welcome back. Thank you, Michael, for giving us your outlook for Hong Kong and the world in the year of the rabbit. Then how about, before we move on to talk about personal level stuff, I want to ask you more about on the world scene. I mean, you just mentioned there will be missiles flying around, we have the year of the fire, we'll be meaning a war. We all know that in the Straight Talk show, we talk about geopolitical tensions between mainland and the US. The Ukraine war is still there. A quick predictions. When will this Ukraine war finish? And when will this side effect of causing a lot of energy crisis in Europe ends?
Now,
sometime soon?
In the next 20 years, we are seeing actually, as many people are saying, you know, economists, not me, the rise of China, and to me, also Asian. That means Asia, the East is rising, and the West is on the decline. So I
thought that is already happening.
Yes, it's already happening, but this is a long-term process. It's not going to be, according to our stars, the East is going to rise in the next 200 years. So we have a long time to wait, okay, to see. And because of that, we are going to see, you mean about short-term or long-term now? For the Russian-Ukraine war, it's all caused by the star of Saturn. But the star of Saturn, according to the Chinese astrology, is not leaving what we call a group of stars called Lü Bík Zhen. It means the long war.
Right.
Okay, so it's still inside the long war, so it's still fighting. It will probably end in 2025.
So, direct question. In 2023, do you expect any major wars involving Hong Kong or affecting Hong Kong?
It will not be wars, but I think this year it will see a lot of calamities, like flooding, landslide.
So all the natural disasters will be...
This year will be more than the other years. And also, for the first half of the year, it will be still a little bit of dry and drought. But then the other half, we are returning to normal. Okay? We have been on the drought for 2 years.
Right. Michael, let's move on from your views on Hong Kong, the world. Let's talk about personal. This year is the year of the rabbit. How would all the rabbits do?
Not too well, I can say. Actually, this year, of the 12 zodiacs, the rabbit, the chicken, which our chief executive is, and also the dragon are not doing too well. Okay.
So what can they do to make it better?
According to the Chinese say, donate to charity.
All right.
You give up some of your things, like money, like your kindness,
or
like
time.
your time, whatever, to help other people.
Right. So mainly rooster,
it will improve your life.
rabbit, and dragon. You say. Who are the good ones this year?
The good ones are the dogs. The dogs have a bad year last year, but this year it will be better. And also the goat and the pig.
Right.
So they are having a good year this year.
Right, all right, let's move on to one thing that you do for us every year. Is to telling us what to do to improve chances, right?
Yes.
We have this diagram here that is a feng shui chart.
Yeah.
Maybe you can start. We look at, north, south, east, west, right? We're looking
Okay.
from the north side. So what should we put on the north to be a good thing?
Now, you on the north side, this year you put a brown and white color carpet with some green bamboos on a pot of water.
Right.
Okay, the bamboos can be 4 pieces. If you don't find a brown color carpet, I can suggest you buy 1 brown color and 1 white color and put together.
Also, right, okay, it's combined color. How about on the northwestern side?
Northwest, this year we have a bad year for the omen for the northwest. So if your door is opening on the northwest, so be careful. You put a wind charm of 5 tiers. You can buy this in this kind of local shops nearby in town. But beware, don't put red color things at this corner also. And also the wind charm should not have because some of them have kind of red color strings and tidings and all sorts of things.
Just pure metal.
Yes, pure metal.
Right, and on the northeastern side, you said put water pot with, but this one with red flower plant.
Yeah.
But the other side, you need red flower.
Yeah. So on the northeast side, you can put a pot with red flowers that grow on water. Okay. So probably you have to change the flower from time to time. Okay. Now on the east side, this year the east is one of the worst places. Okay. It's the star of sickness coming to that area. So what you do is that you get a grout, and then you put 2 cones together on the grout. Now, the grout should be black in color. Now, all the grouts you buy are normal natural colors. So probably you have to buy it, and then you have to paint it in black and then put the grout there. Because of this, you can see that next year, Taiwan and Britain, UK are having a bad time also next year, okay, because of the feng shui configuration.
When you say putting a red carpet in the center, when you say in the center, where about that it should be a center in a house or in a flat?
If you have the plan of the house, draw a cross, and then you will find the center. Normally, in normal houses, it will be the corridor leading from the living room inside the bedrooms. Okay, this is the normal place.
When you say east, south, northwest, you use the compass to do it, or you just, how do you know which way is east?
I would suggest that you go outside your house and measure it with a compass. Now, don't try it with a Google, a compass, or try it to do it at home, because in modern houses, our walls are filled with reinforced concrete and steel. So the magnetic deviations in the house is so great that you cannot measure it properly. And then also the Google direction, you have on the apps you have are only approximate. They are also affected by the electronics in your iPhone, so you never get a...
So the proper way is get a compass, measure outside of the flat, you can approximately know the directions rather than measure it from inside.
There's also one other method. You go to the district land office, they have a survey section. You can buy the survey map of your house and then measure it directly.
You know exactly. So on the west side, you said you put a brine with 6 copper and 1 silver coins and 3 green plants. It sounds like it's some sort of a battery to me, doesn't it? It's the brine.
Yeah, it's a kind of battery. And also, because if you put the brine there and then put the coins, you will see that the salt coming out on the edge of your container. So this is a homemade battery. you know that ancient Chinese don't know anything about electricity. But how come they know how to do this? That always surprised me, and I don't know the reason.
Right. Anyway, we've been looking at the 9 squares. Then we try to follow red flower plant in the southwest, black color carpet with 8 coins underneath, with also red flower plant and 4 bamboo in water pot in the southeastern side. All right. If we do everything in the house, what's going to happen to us in 2023?
Now, because in Feng Shui philosophy, we are based on what we call the 4-dimensional thing. Science is only 3 dimensions because in science, you can repeat your experiment anytime and you get the same result. So time is irrelevant to you. But in Feng Shui, we say that things change with time. So this kind of thing changes every year. That's why I come to this.
Sure. We have a different, yes.
Specifically, if you want to have a clear, Feng Shui reading of your house and yourself, it's like a custom-made suit.
So we have to find somebody to help you. Yes.
So you have to go do it accordingly.
Right.
So this kind of layout is like a Panadol or something, or some kind of a light medicine where you can take it anytime to help on curing small sickness.
Right. Michael, we are now at the end of the show. Quick questions, quick answers. What day shall we start work?
The 6th day of the lunar calendar. That
what's the best time?
After the, one day more than the...
What time should we start work on that day, Cholo?
9:30.
9:30. Anything we should wear?
Well, red.
Red, okay. One more last question. Is it a good time to buy a property this year? I'm sure the viewers going to...
Yes, because the property is going to fall. This year we don't have any earth, so the property is going to down.
Right, okay, so maybe end of the year.
No, this is actually the best time to buy. Otherwise, next year, 2024, is going to go up again.
Right. Thank you, Master Michael, for sharing your expertise on Feng Shui with the viewers. We sincerely hope that the Year of the Rabbit will be a better one for Hong Kongers. Have a happy Lunar New Year to all of you, and good night.